G'day fellas. Welcome to the second game in the series between DauT and Viper. This is not Age of Empires 2, this is in Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. And yes, that is the real DauT and the real Viper. We've got them in a show match playing Age of Empires 3 just for your entertainment. We said we want you guys to battle it out and we want you to fight to the death, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we're in the Blind Civ series. So the Blind Civ series is a series that is run with EGCTV, which is the channel undoubtedly that you'll be watching this on right now. And EGCTV has put up a $500 prize pool for these two players to say, come over to Age of Empires 3, and if you can beat the other one, you can take out the series and you can take the $500 prize pool home. So we've got DauT, who is spawning in on the south of the map in the Russians, playing the color blue. We've got Viper in the north of the map on the color red, playing the Ottomans. Now the Ottomans are more beginner-friendly civilization than normal. We see Viper doing a very Age of Empires 2 thing, opening up with some villages on wood. So I think he might even just be... Yeah, okay. He was like, oh no, I sent my first villager to wood. Hold on, that's a mistake. So one of the things to remember is that these are Age of Empires 2 players playing in Age of Empires 3. And they might have a lot of glitz and glamour over in Age of Empires 2, where they're very familiar. You know, both players have got thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours played on Age of Empires 2. But when it comes to Age of Empires 3, it's nowhere near as high. So we can actually see, like right now, this is DauT's Explorer, and he's taking damage from this treasure. He shot this one down. Now, DauT is a very good player in Age of Empires 3, but just making a mistake right there. You can see losing 192 health. He lost the same amount of health that he would have just lost if he just fought the treasure. But that's okay. It's a part of learning, and it's a part of the game. And while this series isn't designed for learning, we're doing it for entertainment. At the end of the day, these players are not familiar with these civilizations. We actually do see the market, or not familiar with this game. And that is a perfectly normal part of it. And for anybody wondering, at the moment, the score in the top right-hand corner of the map, or in the top right-hand corner of the screen, is correct. So the rules for this tournament are that civilizations are worth either 2 or 3 points, and each civilization, depending on the perceived power as well as the play rate of the civilization, is going to determine how many points that civilization gets. So Russia is a 3-point civilization. I think the Ottomans are a 3-point civilization as well. So we've now got Viper going to be aging up at a very competitive 2 minutes 34. Going to be putting that age up in queue any second now. Grabbing that middle trading post. Going to be getting that age up any second in queue. Don't worry, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's coming. Maybe, oh, he's going logistician maybe. Is he going logistician? He's going logistician. Oh no, he's going quartermaster. I was like, oh, no wait, he can't even go logistician. Ottoman are the only civilization that don't get the logistician. I thought this was like a Viper, Ottoman, logistician. It wasn't meant to be. So we've got both players. So one of the things to remember is that livestock is not like livestock is a mechanic that exists in both games, but it exists in different ways. So both players would be used to having livestock around their town center in the early game. So 2 groups of sheep, 2 groups of cows, you know, little sheep that you see. So in this game, in Age of Empires 3, there's no such thing as having that stock standard on every single map. Some maps have got livestock, some maps don't. And it's a part of your build order that you sort of have to be flexible with. You can't guarantee that you're going to be getting those things the same way that you can in Age of Empires 2. So now we've got DauT going up with a 17 villager age up with the quartermaster. So this used to be meta back in the day. I honestly love watching DauT play because DauT reminds me of 2006, 2007. And those are the good old days, man. You're never going to get those days back. You're never going to feel as good as you did back then. And I just miss those days. No, in all seriousness though, it's great to see that DauT is pulling this out. He's going up with the quartermaster himself. A little bit of an old, a very old matchup, I would say. Look at the micro from DauT. DauT just being so cheeky, moving the macaque in to block the explorer. Just really, like, this right here just shows you the level of micro that you see getting translated over. He knows that the explorer gets the snare. He knows the macaque doesn't. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Macaque, it could be. And Viper just giving up on that one and saying, you know what, I'm just going to lose my Explorer. I want to get that second trading post down, and that's exactly what he does. Now going to be going up with the Quartermaster. Age up is in queue. Looks like he's gathering a lot of wood, a lot of food at this point. Let's take a look at what the first shipment's going to be once he reaches the second age. The 5 Janissaries is going to be the first shipment coming in. Does he have any forward villages? We're going to ride on board with him and take a look and see what we've got. It doesn't look like we've got any forward villages at the moment. Basically just 2 TPs up. So it looks like Viper going to be going in base barracks at this point in time. Now, going to be going up against Russia. So one of the things to be wary of is that Russian units do very effectively against Janissaries. So one of the things I would hope to see is a little bit of transition, but you got to remember, Ottomans are quite complex when it quite complex when it comes to the unit compositions. You can do something simple like Janissary Hussar, but when you start adding Abus guns in, or as Harrison likes to say, Abus, when you add in the Abus guns, it becomes a little bit more complex. It's more difficult to micro, and which is why often people will ask me, Drongo, what civilization do you think I should play? I'm a new player to the game. Some people always say, oh, play the Ottomans. Play the Ottomans, because you don't have to train villages. It trains the villages for you. Man, the Ottomans are hard, dude. Like, sure, if you want to double racks Jan Rush every single game, go for it. But the Ottomans are hard. Like, they are a complex civilization. So now we've... Oh my god, we've got frontier defenses coming in. Let's take a look. Okay, so the actual deck that he's chosen is the beginner deck. So I don't even think that he's made a deck with the Ottomans for... Oh, no, this isn't the beginner deck. I can tell this is not the Ottoman deck, and the reason why is because of this card. I don't think this is the standard Ottoman card. So sending in the 2 frontier defenses, you really got to take... what's the word? You got to kind of admire it. Does it actually have 23 cards? It has 23 cards. So you got to kind of admire it from the Age of Empires 2 perspective, because towers are quite a decent thing in Age of Empires 2. Both players actually opting for in-base units, or in-base defensive capabilities. So Viper managing to hit the Janissary Rush at about 10 minutes, at about 6 minutes. We're going to speed it up just a little bit because the Strelets are going to come out, and DauT doing a good job eating his goats at this point as well. We take a look and see he's got the Strelets now that are going to come out. The Strelets are going to do very effectively against the units of the Janissary. So the Janissary are a heavy infantry unit, and the Strelet has a bonus against heavy infantry, whereas the Janissaries don't. They've got a high attack, but it's against everything. Whereas the Strelets have got a low attack, but it's very good against specific types of units. So Viper actually taking this fight, probably not the best fight to be taking against Strelets. It looks like he's actually pushing up with quite an intent, quite a serious intent to fight there. DauT floating a bit of resources as well. Another civilization I would say is quite difficult are the Russians. So you want to be avoiding using the Russians. They're macro in the early game. It's a little bit difficult. And now we've got forward outposts coming in from Viper. You love to see it. But one of the things that you've got to remember is you've got that range that you can't build in. In Age of Empires 2, you could bring this outpost right up to your opponent. You could rush this down. You could actually do that quite effectively and tower rush your opponent. But he's not able to do that here because of that distance. Which, to be honest, let's remove that. I would love to see that removed in Age of Empires 3. You know, really make rushing quite like... If I want to build a town center, or if I want to build an outpost in my opponent's base, let me build an outpost in my opponent's base. And now we've got the Janissaries that are just going to be going down on the backline to the Strelets, fighting against them. But one of the things to consider, you might be like, okay, well, Viper's just given up these Janissaries. He was kind of in a bad spot when you consider it, okay? When you consider this, the Strelets are faster than the Janissaries. They counter them. They got a longer range. So unfortunately, just a little bit out of position and just like trying to take the best trade that he probably can at this point. 14 Strelets now for DauT. So DauT looking in a pretty good position. Got a nice little score lead as well as the Russians. We take a look at the 2 infinite frontier outposts coming in. So new level strategies coming in. More Janissaries are going to be able to fight right now against the Strelets of his opponent. Janissaries moving up. But there's no real micro technique that can be shown. Like it's just basically micro. And sending the shipment point to the front, using the outpost. I kind of like this, man. I like it. It's dirty. Like if you're not taking these trades now, these trades aren't the best trades at this point. Okay, so fighting into like Janissaries into Strelets isn't the best. But if you can do it underneath towers, it's actually not that bad. Like take your shot, run back a little bit. It's actually not a bad trade. All right, so now we see the next shipment, and he sent the food crates to the town center. So he knows what he's doing with the shipment points. Definitely got that on point. We take a look back at DauT, see what he's up to. DauT doing quite a good job. But you got to keep in mind, okay, at this point, Viper's got him towered in. How does he leave his base at this point? He's got full line of sight coverage around the base. Absolutely not too bad. It's look, I'm a big fan of line of sight. I think he's got like just enough distance between these. We've now got the Cossacks coming in on the back line. Going to be potentially warded off by the Janissaries. Janissaries pushing back now. The 700 coin coming in. Going to be looking towards that toxic semi-FF that we do know and love. Barracks going down. Second barracks going down now for the Viper. For anybody just tuning in, this is DauT versus Viper in a show match. Playing Age of Empires 3. Viper saying, oh, I have monkey too. 11. Did he just find his monkey? DauT saying, yeah, I forgot about him too. 1-1. He just found the monkey. He just found the monkey. So Viper is closing in on that 25 villager limit that the Ottomans have got. It can always be a little bit difficult timing your mosque and timing your mosque upgrades. And it's one of the reasons why I ward people off the Ottomans. We've now got double racks Janissaries coming out. It's a great matchup for DauT to be in when your opponent is making double racks Janissaries, because Strelets just trade incredibly effectively into them. DauT now going up with the scout. We'll take a look and see whether Viper's going up. He's not going up at all. He's actually just sticking with it. I thought he's macroing for an age 3. Could have potentially done like 2 falconets. But we see he's on the other side of the pond. He wants to get over to the other side of the pond. He's trying to get through the water. He thinks he can walk through this water, but he can't. I'm not sure if you guys saw. The flag is up here, and he's trying to get there. He's like, let me have it. We've now got, oh no, we've got the 700 coin that's been sent to the front line. So I mentioned earlier he did quite well with the shipments. He had the outpost wagon sent to the front line and the food sent to the back line. But now we've got the 700 coin. Let's see if DauT tries to move some villagers forward to try and take this. That's what I'd like to see out of him. More Strelets being trained now. We've got some Cossacks on the back line as well. Going to be trying his best to idle. Let me take my gold, 11 says Viper. And DauT saying no. Giving him a little bit of BM. We've got 32. DauT saying click up now. He knows that he wants to click up. He knows that he wants to go to the fortress, but he can't do it. And Viper actually fighting against him right now, despite taking this bad sort of trade. Well, to be honest, this is actually quite good for Viper. He's got to be careful though, because he's losing a couple of villagers now on the back line. A few idols there as well, sending in 3 hustlers from the home city. Not paying attention at all. A lot of attention being focused on the front line, undoubtedly, and not realizing this is happening. Very, very cheeky, very, very sneaky, and exactly what you want to be doing when you're fighting your opponent on one front. Sneak a little raid at the back line. Viper now realizing, chucking all of his villagers into the town center, getting them in there as quickly as he possibly can, and sending another shipment. Where did that shipment go down? The 3 hussar on the front line now. So we got a lot of focus on the front line. But I tell you what, guys, one of the things to remember, okay, I've played Age of Empires 2. A few of the skills transfer over, a few of the skills do not transfer over. And it is definitely the case that when it comes to like build orders and stuff like that, that needs a lot of refining, okay? This is like, you got to remember that at the end of the day, we're not expecting the best things out of these guys. I'm not expecting to see, 2K level build orders and that kind of stuff. But what I'm seeing is still some good stuff. Let's take a look and see what shipments have been sent. We've got 2 caravels in here for DauT playing. See, the deck is called beginner, but I know that this isn't the beginner deck. I know that this is definitely not the beginner deck. It is. He's used the custom. Or he's got the custom deck. I don't know why it's got 2 caravels in the beginner deck, or why he's got 2 caravels in there. Maybe he thought he could send caravels in this water here. Which is a common misconception. This water is deep enough to train deep enough to train caravels, but not deep enough to ship them. Because when they come in from the home city, they come in with a bang. So they have to have extra depth in the water, and it's just unfortunately not quite deep enough. But now the 2 falconets going to be coming in for DauT. Cossacks going to be chased away by the Viper. DauT pulling ahead in score, up about 4k points. Now keep in mind, he does have those falconets that have popped out. Falconets are going to be coming down, going to be laying siege to the outposts, breaking this outpost, this hold that Viper has had on him. Going up with the marksman. So we see both player opting for more of the more unit focus rather than going up with the exiled prince. Both players having access to the exiled prince. Neither player going up with it. We see a whole bunch of Strelets and falconets against janissaries. So not the best counter, but the marksman is going to be a good idea for him. Also making a lot of janissaries. Got the double racks in base as well. Trying to move his hussars forward, but getting snared up by the Cossack of DauT. He could just very easily turn around and grab it, but I guess there's a lot going on at the moment. Now moving forward, DauT is with the Strelets. We're going to take a look and see whether we can spot any sort of unreal micro that comes out. I'm going to just speed it up a little bit just so that we get to the action. Now the trade post is going down. We've got the Explorer from DauT going to get picked off. And now DauT has got the option to clear this out, but he says, you know what, I'm not going to bother clearing this out. I've cleared my front. I'm just going to walk past you. Also getting the Strelet combat from the home city. DauT's build orders are quite refined. I'm going to be honest with you. The fact he's got 48 Strelets, he's going to have the combat card for them. He's got veteran Strelets out, a decent mass. It's 14 minutes, 2 Falcons out. I mean, the only thing that this would be weak against is, like, imagine if he had gone up with the Exiled Prince and shipped in 5 Spahi. Then we'd be talking. Because the 5 Spahi would wreak absolute havoc on this. That's what I would love to see right now. Now, we're about to age up. The marksman about to come through. The 26 Janissaries are going to be dealing with a lot of difficulty. The Strelets are combat upgraded. 4 Abus guns now coming out of the town center. We've got a lot of work to get through all of these Strelets. It's going to take 4 shots to kill the Strelets. Strelets doing their best to guard the Falconets, but I don't think either player realizes that these aren't Musketeers. And we take a look. It's trying to take down that Falconet. The Falconet slowly losing health down to 140 HP, but all of the Abus guns getting taken out. And I think at this point, Viper has just pretty much called the quits. We see the Falconets firing off at the barracks, and the good game is being called by the Viper at this point. So with both players being on 3-point civilizations, that takes DauT up to 5-0. We now move forward. Fitzbro raiding with a party of 45. Fitzbro, welcome to the action. Thank you very much